Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be here in Uzbekistan to attend the SCO Leadership Summit. I'm being joined by India's envoy to Uzbekistan, Manish Prabhat. Ambassador sir, many thanks for joining us here on India Today. Let's begin with the SCO Summit. Iran is going to be a new member, and we're looking at centrality of Central Asia, as the External Affairs Minister of India put it. Add some perspective to how important the summit is and Iran joining the SCO.
It shows that SCO summit in Samarkand is historic. If Iran is coming and joining, it leads to the expansion of the organization, and which leads to greater cooperation within the SCO space. Already 8 very important countries are members of the SCO, and the SCO has proved its usefulness and effectiveness so that more countries are interested in coming and listening to what is happening in SCO. As usual, of course, leaders are going to discuss what they would like to discuss in the SCO space. But going by what has happened in previous meetings, we would think that regional peace and security, humanitarian issues, issues of cultural exchanges, health, food, energy security, all these issues should be on table.
So you just spoke about regional peace and security. It seems like the SCO RATS, which is the Anti-Terrorism Forum, is an important part of the conversations that take place. India, Pakistan don't see eye to eye when it comes to the issue of terrorism. How then is this format, this forum really going to look at terrorism? How is India going to deal with Pak terror and Pak-based terrorists?
It's a very critical question because we are in Tashkent, and SCO's body, which is called Regional Anti-Terrorism Structure, is actually based in Tashkent. So RATS actually shows the platform where all the 8 SCO countries sit together and discuss ways in which operationally fight against terrorism, extremism, radicalization, etc. And how to create that common space in which all the countries can work together. Of course, we all are against terrorism, and we have to look at all the ways in which we defeat terrorism and condemn every act of terrorism. So I think that in the SCO space also it is these issues are discussed, and we find ways how to work together on these kinds of issues.
Ambassador, Afghanistan has always been a very important part of the conversations when it comes to SCO. This time around, the Taliban is in control of Kabul, not been invited. How then is the SCO looking at taking forward conversations on Afghanistan?
We will see that what is the consensus on Afghanistan, but of course the countries have called for peace and stability in Afghanistan. India has particularly called for formation of an inclusive government in Afghanistan, protection of rights of women, minorities, children. And of course, India is concerned about the humanitarian situation in Afghanistan. You know that India has sent a lot of humanitarian aid to Afghanistan. Uzbekistan has also done so. So there are ways in which we can work together on the issue of Afghanistan.
Uzbekistan is very uniquely positioned. I see a lot of Chinese presence in Uzbekistan in terms of investments, infrastructure, and we're looking at a lot of connectivity and infrastructure development projects. Is there any overlap between the Chinese projects that are a part of BRI and the SCO projects of connectivity that could overlap and could be a concern for India?
Connectivity has been an important question in SCO space, especially because 4 Central Asian countries are part of SCO, and for the landlocked Central Asian countries, the issue of connectivity is very important. There may be different options of working on connectivity, with group of countries working together, groups of countries working together. We all know that India is a very strong votary of making Chabahar port as the operational hub of establishing connectivity between India and Central Asia. And all the Central Asian countries understand that the big market of India becomes accessible to them if they trade with us through Chabahar. Of course, a lot of infrastructure development needs to be done around the port of Chabahar, and we are all discussing that. It is very good that Uzbekistan is also very strongly supportive of to join hands with us in working for the greater usage of the Chabahar port.
Finally, before I let you go, again, Uzbekistan and India quite uniquely positioned, because this is a grouping that more or less has become quite, and if you look at the larger picture, quite anti-West. India, not so much, and Uzbekistan is a country that America is trying to engage. So, in all that, how do you see the engagement of America over here and India's position in balancing between Russia, China, and America and the West?
Uh, India is very clear that, and this has been said at the SCO platforms also, that SCO is not an organization which is against any other bloc of countries or any particular country. SCO is a venture where all cooperate for constructive things and for peace and stability in the world. Uh, if there could be concerns of different countries on various kinds of issues, but the platform is there to talk about these issues. So India has always kept this position, and of course we would try to take SEO in a very constructive, correct space and position. And as the next year also, we would continue to do so.
As the next chair, given that India is going to be the next chair of the SCO, thank you so much, Ambassador Manish Prabhat, for speaking to us here on India Today. That's an exclusive conversation from Tashkent, Uzbekistan.